Man, I'm bored. I wish I didn't live in a small town.
I mean, I guess I could go on City Simulator.
Okay.
City Simulator, the best card game ever. I love their jingle. Oh, what's this? Text-to-speech avatar feature. What?
A study has found that people who hear their avatars generate text-to-speech with a similar voice are more motivated in games. Not only can I look like you, I can sound like you, too, which makes you even more motivated to play. Would you like me to continue with your voice?
Hell yeah. Oof. You might need a key to open this door.
Ooh, I got a message from someone on my team.
Get out of this lobby and make me a sandwich. I'm so sick of having
just
females
tell
on
my
my
team
dumb
clearly
avatar
don't know
boys.
how to play the game.
You're gonna
You're
suck.
literally so
all
annoying.
favor and leave. No females allowed in the video game.
All right, time for Robby's research relevance recap for this fun video from Mia Berghart of SpartyCast. And Mia was inspired to do this video, just like Tyler in our previous short form video, by research that I was fortunate to be involved in under the leadership of Dominic Cow. Again, this isn't the Dominic Cow research recap show, but I did happen to want to start with these two publications from the last year because they're thematically related. And as we do further TikToks, we will be exposing you to many other authors. I mean, mostly me, but these are the two studies I did with Dominic, and they've been on my mind, so I wanted to jump into them here. So I will show you a bit of these papers and hopefully illustrate to you the research relevance of that video from Mia. Of course, Mia's showing that having a self-similar avatar is potentially useful for a gaming context, but it's also maybe not the best approach in all contexts. But I'll circle back to her critical commentary in a moment. So the research itself, the effects of a self-similar avatar in avatar voice in education games. This was published at Kai Play in 2021. Also a very respectable venue. As I said, with lead author Dominic Cow from Purdue, who does very interesting games and education and avatars research. And we've worked together on a couple of projects. You can come to this link and see some a video about the study itself, as well as the abstract, and then also download the full paper. So just looking here, you can see it was a 2x3 study. So participants came to the website and the game, and they spoke into the microphone, and their voice was recorded. And I'll show you a bit of what that interface looked like. The voice was recorded, and then an algorithm essentially created a computer generation of that voice for this game. This was a coding game, so there were male and female avatars, and some people were played back a voice that was algorithmically similar to their own, or dissimilar from their own. And the voice modulation variable, so modulation upwards, downwards, or none. So this was the idea of pitch. We tried to manipulate the pitch, thinking that it would reflect a gender stereotype. We didn't actually find a big difference in that regard, maybe because the algorithm didn't really change the sex of the voice, or the gender, the masculinity or femininity of the voice. There's more to that concept than just pitch. There are kind of affectations and other elements of voice gender that make a difference. But we did find that voice similarity led to significant increases in performance. So people did better, they learned more Java code, they spent more time playing the game, they felt more identified with the character, more competent, more related, and more immersion in or with the game. So what does that mean? It means that that when you are using a character in a game, I mean, Mario doesn't talk very much, probably because you don't want to break that sense of identification with it. And this has been studied before. We know that, of course, people often use their own voices in online games, but in single player role-playing games where there's a character, this study suggests that allowing that character to speak in the player's voice will make them more feel more connected to that game. Now, what Mia's video has done is illustrate that, well, maybe sometimes we don't want to have our own voice when we are engaging with people online because people are toxic. I'd love to self-promote for a moment here. Check out this op-ed I wrote in Wired a couple of years ago now, but unfortunately, I think the story still rings pretty true that there's toxicity in gaming. It's often gendered. It's very harmful. So especially to women who receive toxicity at a much higher rate than men. There are mental health outcomes that we should be aware of. So then what does that mean about voice similarity? Well, maybe we actually want to mask voice more in online gaming and other online contexts. And that is research that Dominic and colleagues and I are hopefully going to be working on in the future. So, so stay tuned, check out SpartyCast, and thank you very much for watching this research relevance recap from Robby.